Well, it's the latest I've started a video in a while. The title of this is A Time of Confusion, and it'll be the last video for June 30th. Rumors abound. We are experiencing a clash of old and new. The evil empire run by demons and opportunists is hopefully ending. Yet they continue to plan and put out information that would indicate nothing has changed. There are troop movements in the U.S. Are these preparing to arrest the freedom fighters or the leaders of the cabal that have terrorized the world for a very long time? I get reports from sources that indicate a huge shift that will positively have a good effect for those who love truth and justice. Yet others say the opposite. Of course, I want the positive result, which would indicate the divine intervention I've been praying for all my life. I want to experience the manifestation of the kingdom of heaven on earth. I'd like to feel confident, yet I admit confusion erodes any certainty that would bring peace of mind. Indeed, I've been looking at all sorts of videos that people have been sending me and articles and stuff like that, and I'm really grateful that I don't have to read these long articles that some people send me, that I have a program now that can read them for me, and I don't have to sit at the computer. I can go and lay down on my bed and listen to the whole thing, and it's much, much, much better than having to sit at the computer, because I really, truly try to spend as little time at the computer, in front of the computer screen, as possible. And I've been doing that really since my operation last year. So it's been a year and a half. I've been trying to minimize the amount of time I spend at the computer. Some days I'm actually on the computer, but I'm not always in front of it. And that's where I draw the line and make the difference. But the stories that I'm being given, and I'm sure all of us that are looking at things and trying to keep abreast of what's going on, all of us have this confusion. I mean, some of the people that I talk to seem absolutely positive that a new republic government has been put in place, that I don't remember the guy's name, is the acting president, and yet I see other things that would indicate no, it's all a sham, and each calls what the other one is doing to be not true. You know, so everybody's pointing the finger at somebody else and saying they're not telling the truth. And folks, maybe you can figure out who's telling the truth, who's actually on the up and up, and is in integrity. I used to think that I did, but I was putting what I wanted to be true as if it was true. But I've suffered so much disappointment, and I have people saying, why do you keep pointing your finger at God? Well, again, I mean, I wish people would understand that when we create something, we're responsible for what we create. We can't pass the buck onto something else. If we take on a farm and we take responsibility for the animals on that farm, we have responsibility to protect the animals and to do what's right by the animals as to the best of our ability. I mean, to me, that's just common sense. So whoever the creator is responsible for the creation. Can't say, well, they took it over here and so I have to let them be. Well, the criminals took over the earth. Do we have to just let them be? That's insane to me. Absolutely insane. So all of the excuses that people have as to why the creator doesn't actually bring the whatever is necessary into the world to be a corrective, to bring this nice kingdom of heaven that we've been promised, to bring it into fulfillment. And no, I'm not into the escape thing. I'm not into well, when we die, then we're going to get the reward. That's the lie of to me, that is the absolute most horrible lie that the cabal ever convinced people of, that they have to wait till they die and go to heaven in order to get the reward, that there is no reward, that earth is going to be a tough road. You know, why? This is the confusion that I have to deal with. And I want to get where I'm talking positive again and where I'm feeling confident, but that's just not my reality. I mean, I wish it was, but it's not. And I'd like to be able to uplift others, but I don't want to do that at the expense of telling the truth. And somebody says, well, how come you used to believe right things and now you're not believing right things anymore? You've deviated from where you used to be. I shared a video that one of my friends made a comment that brought me back to search that subject, and my video was the first thing that came up. And when I did the Google search, and I shared that just on my primary Facebook page. I didn't do it on my secondary Facebook page. I didn't do it on YouTube, although I did put the link to it on YouTube, but it didn't. It's not sharing the video anyway. I want there to be change that is real, not a promise of change that I can believe, because that's how I've lived most of my life. I've had the promises. It's time for the fulfillment. It's time to recognize where the rubber hits the road, and that is in the actual manifestation of what has been promised, and some would say guaranteed. It's a guarantee. We're going to have the kingdom of heaven on earth. I hope so, because if it doesn't come out that way, I think the earth is going to go through another destruction. Now they say that's not going to happen. Well, it will if they don't take out the cabal. I mean, these people are diehards, and they have mastered the art of the lie. They are masters of deception. They are masters of evil. And until they are no longer able to operate their nefarious plans, none of us can feel secure. All of us, if we're going to be honest, are going to be in a state of confusion. And if we have hope, it's probably a false hope. Even if we believe it. I really believed it in my younger days. I really believed that by 2012, we were going to have a different world. I really believed that. That's why I started doing videos in 2011 in January. And I continued day after day. I thought it was going to be 2011. But then, well, maybe it's 2012. But it's 2016 now, halfway through the year. And we still haven't seen it. Some say by July the 4th. But we'll see. That's only 4 days away. Anyway, thank you for listening once again, and pray that whoever the Creator is, that the Creator begins to actually take responsibility. And we are not the Creator. We have a role to play in creation, maybe, but the ultimate responsibility is the one that started it all. That's God. So thanks for listening, and namaste.